Alright, boys, I make a living trading this one simple strategy. I'll go over everything I do, what I look for, etc. We'll go over everything. This is exactly how I do it. Yesterday, made $981. This is some proof for this strategy. So we'll go over everything, alright? So, what are the steps to this strategy? The first thing you need to do, identify. Second thing is enter, then you take profit, and then you repeat. Let's keep this super simple. One of the reasons people fail at trading so goddamn much is because they overcomplicate everything, right? Their steps would be, okay, let's look at the inverse split pattern of the pendant. Hey, is there a full moon today? Oh, there is? Okay, let's trade. It's so unbelievably complex, and all you need to do is just follow simple things. Wait, what the fuck is happening with this GIF? I thought it was just him going down the stairs, but it's... You overcomplicate everything. You don't need to be doing this. You need to just be relaxed, alright? Simple, simple, simple. That's it. Just none of this complex stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to identify the stocks. I'll teach you when to enter, taking profit, and repeating. So let's get into it. Quick heads up, free trading bundle. Most of you guys already know this. Free course. It has ebooks, a trade checklist. It has so much. Click the link in the description. Go check it out. It's completely free. It's pretty good. So the first step is to identify. Now, people always ask me, what stocks do I trade? There's like 10,000 of them. Which one do I trade, right? I need to trade one out of the 10,000. Which one should it be? And it's a pretty good question. Now, I've tried so many different things. I've tried like little alerts and little like, there's these apps that you download and they start alerting you when a stock starts going up. Like, I've tried it all, bro. And what I found is that you need to be consistent with the strategy. Yes, the app, it might give you a good stock once in a while, but 99% of it is going to be shit. And so you're, for like the week, for the month, you're going to end up losing money. You might have one or two good trades, the rest of it is going to be horrible. So you need a consistent strategy. And one of the best things I've ever found are gappers, right? Gappers happen every single day. Every single day there's going to be something. Someone's going to have news, the CEO said this, they had a deal. Whatever happens, it happens every single day, and some stocks go up and up and up and up and up. And this happens literally, no exaggeration, every single day. So you always have a group of stocks, a set of stocks to trade that specific day. So there's multiple ways you can screen for this. My exact screener setup is in the Draco room, that's my community. You can also use TradingView, FinViz, and fucking YouTube. There's so many different ways to get gappers every single day. Like there's multiple different ways. If you want to do it for completely free, go to YouTube and search up like gap scanner, live stream, whatever, and you'll find so many of them. But the first step is to identify. So here we have all the gappers, right? How many is it? Like fucking 15 of them or 20 of them? So now you've narrowed it down from 10,000 to 20, right? So we've done a pretty damn good job. Next thing is, okay, so now we have 20. Which one of these 20 do I trade? There's multiple ways you could go about this, multiple strategies. What I like to focus on are a couple of things, so pay attention. The first thing is it needs to be relatively low float. What I mean by this is anything under, let's say, 30 million shares would be considered low float. If it's under 1 million, that's even better. But low float is extremely important. The reason low float is super valuable is because the less supply of shares there are and more demand, the higher it's going to go up. So it's just like, it's like a catalyst. It's basic supply and demand. There's low supply for the shares and there's extremely high demand because it's gapping up. So it's more likely to continue going up. That's the first thing. Second thing is I need some sort of, I don't want to say downturn, but I need some sort of just resistance. So when you have stocks that start gapping up, they immediately gap up and then they keep going up and up and up and up and up. As soon as market opens, it's just going to crash back down because it's just way too overextended. What you need is a stock that isn't overextended. It's kind of a little lower now. So it had its peak, a couple of hours before, and then it kind of started going down. And so when market opens, it's not opening at brand new all-time highs. It's kind of opening a little lower. It kind of goes against your intuition because you think the stock you should be trading is the one that's the highest, but it's really not the case. That's what I found. That's the biggest thing I found. So that's what you need. There's a couple other things, make sure it's low market cap, make sure there's volume, etc. But this is just basic stuff. So that's the first thing, is to identify. Now, I post all of my watch list on the Draco room. So I do the work for you, right? So that, it's in my community. So you can, if you're in the community, Now, entering. How do we enter? So once we've identified the stock that we want to pick, now we enter. So when do we enter? Having a week open is genuinely one of the best things you could want to see. And again, it's not intuitive, is it? You think the best thing is for it to open instantly, go up 10,000%, but a week open is really good, and I'll tell you why. This is the screenshot over here. Is the exact moment that I entered the trade, and you can see it looks horrible, doesn't it? It's like, what the fuck? I mean, it opened, it went up, it went down, and you entered. Like, what does this mean? I love to see trades like this. Week opens happen for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that bag holders who have been holding this random stock for years or months or weeks and are losing 90% of their position see the stock gap up. They're like, holy shit, like the stock went up 100%. It's my time to sell. It's never going to go higher than this. Let me just sell. So a bunch of these bag holders start selling and dumping. The first minute of the market, it just dumps. That's the first reason. Now, when this happens, all these short sellers look at this. They're like, holy shit, the stock's dumping. I have to get in. And everybody starts shorting and shorting and shorting and shorting. Now, again, you see what's happening in the pot. We're adding multiple things in the pot and it's just stirring up, right? So you have a low float stock, one, and you have a bunch of those shares shorted. What happens if there's a couple of buyers that come in? It's gonna go fucking crazy, isn't it? This is exactly what I mean by this. This is why we have all of these steps in place so we can identify the specific stocks. Now, I usually wait for a 5% drawdown because, again, we know almost for a fact most days that there's going to be a drawdown when market opens, right? Because like I just mentioned, short sellers, bag holders, they're going to dump the market when the market opens. Why would you enter as soon as market opens? Surely you should wait a couple of seconds for it to draw down because then you get extra points, right? So for example, here, if I entered like right over here when it was going up, I would lose all of this extra gains over here. But if I just waited a couple of seconds, just a couple of seconds, I entered at a way better position. These are a couple of tips that I'm giving you, right? Now, sometimes what I realize is, especially for the people in the Draco room, sometimes they have a pretty good entry, but the stock's price action is horrible. But because they have such a good entry so low down, they end up making money. They end up making 5%, 10%, 15%, right? So it doesn't always matter that you need to get the best price action. If you can get a really good entry, you can exit for 10%, 15%. Everyone's happy. But I usually wait for a 5% drawdown. That's the thing that I found to work the absolute best, is a 5% drawdown. Sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's less. Sometimes there's no drawdown and there's just so much momentum, you have to buy instantly. But most days there's a 5, 6, 7% drawdown. Capitalize on it, enter at a very, very low price. It does wonders. 50% I made off of this trade. Could have made more. This stock actually ended up going up like 260% or 270% and crazy. But I ended up making about 50%. What took you like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, that's it. So this is the strategy that I use to literally make a living. This is the one that's worked the best for me. I've tried so many different ones, etc. This is how you do it. In terms of taking profit, multiple people have different options, right? Some people don't want to do 50% trades. Some people just want to do 5% trades, right? They have $1,000, they make 5% per day, they make $50 a day. They're more than happy. They don't care about making double their money or 1,000% a day. They just want 5% a day, 5% a day, 5% a day. That's all they're happy with. It depends, right? Now I have a different thing where I do want to go for these 50%, 80%, 100% trades. But again, it all depends on what you want to do. If your strategy is, take little tiny 5%, 6% trades, go for it. If your strategy is to go for 80%, 100%, go for it as well. It's all up to you, really. Next is to repeat. Do this every single day. Now, I don't trade on Tuesdays, right, personally, and I don't recommend anybody in the community to trade on Tuesdays, but every other day other than a Tuesday, you should be trading. So the first thing is to screen for gappers. Every single morning, you need to screen for gappers, always. Identify one or two of them. Once you've identified the one that you're going to trade, wait for a pullback, and then enter. Take profit, that's it. Keep it simple, don't make it weird. Don't use all these weird fancy indicators and don't pay for indicators. Don't do all this weird stuff. Just keep it really simple and you should be good to go. Now don't forget, if you want to see how to trade the market open like a professional, click the video that just popped up. It's a really good video. Just a quick reminder, get the free trading bundle, first link in the description. And again, if you want to join the Draco room, which is my community, click the second link in the description. Go check it out. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.